What's going on, y'all? It's Greg. Greg said it. Back with another one here. Y'all, this summer is moving, it's rolling, man. Even the kids about to go back to school. Guys about to get back for camp officially. Maybe they get a little break. They've been working out and come back for quote-unquote fall camp. Like, getting ready for the season. It's going to be interesting. Very big, important game. Georgia Tech first game. A quality team. It's not going to be no North Dakota State. It's going to be another FBS program. They gave Georgia a hard time. They beat Cam Ward last year. You know, Georgia Tech is a decent program. You can't play with them. It's going to be very interesting. And Colorado is one of those teams, they're getting ready kind of behind the enemy lines. We get glimpses of it through well off, but we don't really know. You know, they got a lot of talent. We'll see how it come together. And one of the areas that's kind of like been played around with, thrown up, is who's going to be the starting quarterback. And just me knowing football, knowing Coach Prime, he's playing this thing. He's playing chess, not checkers. Anybody know anything about chess? Chess is more complicated. Chess is more advanced. It's a lot more moves can be made. It's a lot more variables. And it's just a lot more serious game. And when he plays this quarterback game, let me tell you why it makes sense. Because I'm pretty sure he knows who he wants to be a quarterback. But it's like, yeah, you want to keep people on their toes. He wants to be competitive. He don't want nobody to get comfortable. So, of course, to get the most out of people, you got to tell people, I don't really know yet. You might play this thing all the way up to the game because it's the best for the development. If not for one, then the other. If it's not for Salter, then for Juju. Because Juju going to train differently if he don't know if he playing or not. See what I'm saying? And Salter, he's going to play differently when he's not comfortable. At the end of the day, it's great for competition. It's great for development. But it does another thing that people don't think about. It keeps people out their back. Nobody can go and play with now one of their heads saying, hey, come over here. Because he said, I don't know who's going to be the guy. And nobody can go and say, hey, jump in the portal. Nobody can flirt with Juju and say, come over here. He kind of pushed that off, just like I know and I felt. And I said he pushed it off. I believe Juju knew he was coming to Colorado and from the very beginning. He said he was going to make a decision in August before the season started, and he didn't publicly. And the reason why, I believe, because it kept some pressure off him, because he had to say he was going to Colorado. They would have just harassed him his whole last year in football. He technically didn't put it out there to the end. But I believe he knew. He was going back and forth on visits. Crystal balls was getting all twisted up. And it makes sense that sometimes you gotta play along with the game. You see how people treat people. They change their stars. They do this, they do that. So you just gotta play dumb when you know people on the foolishness. And Colorado know that anything they put out there, people gonna try to use it to divide their team. The press is gonna try to use it. The people who trying to recruit gonna try to say, hey, that's why you should have came over here. It's just real messy. They ain't got nothing better to do with their time but to kind of be some devilish type people when it come to Colorado. Like, everybody worried about them, but they ain't worried about them, supposedly. It's really just torn with him like they torn with Shador. And I think it's way deeper than what people want to do on a shallow level. You got to know what it's really all about. And I bet it's deeper than skin deep. You got to look at life across the board. It happens to people more than a certain look. It's about the type of person you are, what you represent, and what impact you have, and what threat you are to the system that you are engaging with. That determines a lot with how the press is going to treat you. That determines a lot to how people treat you and see you. Because a lot of time when you're on that nonsense, people love you. If you was on garbage, the stuff that destroy people, they love people who want to destroy them. They want you to be negative towards them, and they love that. They don't typically like the people who wants to see the best out of them, because then you got to be hard on them. You got to correct them. You got to do all that type of stuff. And they don't want that. Nobody wants to be pushed. Nobody wants to be driven. They see you as mean. They see you as negative. You trying to bring the best out of them. They don't even want to bring out themselves. You got to push them and make them uncomfortable. Boy, y'all make me get in this thing. At the end of the day, what Coach Prime does as a coach, he is a light. He's a mirror to the type of person you are, whether it's the player or his peers. Because when he does something you're not doing, you feel like, I should have did that. I could be doing that better. And either you're going to face your ego and do it, or you're going to be mad at him for exposing the fact you're not doing it or making you have to do it. Like this portal thing, he's making people who weren't going to deal with the portal have to deal with it. Because of the nature of the situation, and you want to compete. You ain't going to let him get all the players. But it's something deeper to me. Because he has possibly one of the top quarterbacks of the year. And mentally, he has to push him to the edge. Salter has the ability. We've seen him do it at Liberty on a lower level. He didn't really get the credit, and he was an underclassman. If he has the type of year he had a couple of years ago, there's no way he shouldn't be considered one of these top quarterbacks. Now, I know in one situation, we're hearing about all these people like Archman, who ain't even got to come out this year. All these no names that everybody talking about to combat the fact that, Shador them, people, well, everybody focus on the Browns. Well, the quarterback class next year is going to replace this sorry class this year. Nobody was good except Cam Ward, maybe Dart. And so all these teams just took something because they really waiting for next year. Nobody checking for nobody who coming out next year. But guess who could be one of those guys? Salter, with the year he had. This is the year for Salter. Salter is the guy. He is an experienced guy, and he needs this spotlight. He needs to prove, like Shador, that he can do it on this level. And he needs no excuses as a quarterback. Now, could they play him, make him 5th round? Yeah. And, depending on what type of year he has, that could be good for him. I don't know. But he is the guy for the job. Juju is the future. It was great that he went there so he can be prepared to jump right in next year from the press to all the whole experience. But that move was a chess move when you sent both of them. They said, we ain't never seen no true freshman come, especially at the quarterback. And it's like, oh no. Coach Prime is playing what the Browns could be doing. We don't know who's going to be a quarterback. I hope they do. I'm sure he do. Because at the end of the day, he got a guy who's really capable, and he really needs to have a big year. And he's putting in the work. He's serious. He's not doing the things not to get it. Some people say, well, maybe he ain't doing something right behind the scenes. Nah, that ain't that type of dude. You can look at him. This dude is focused. He's on point. He know what moment this is. Now, the thing that can challenge him, injuries and stuff like that, and that's why Juju has to be ready. So it's good to sharpen him. And you still got Staub there. And you still even got Ponder there, I believe. So Colorado's in a good position, like I said before. But at the end of the day, Coach Prime has to play this thing the right way. He has to play it safe because he know he got enemies among him. Sometimes, especially recently, you don't even know who the enemy is until it's too late. I'm sure he thought he had a lot more friends in the NFL than he do now. So he's realizing, like the good book say, don't let the left hand see what the right hand doing. You cannot be too open about what you're doing. You got to account for the wolves amongst the sheep. You got to account for the haters that masquerade as your friend. You got to account for all of them. And unfortunately, sometimes only certain situations and opportunities and scenarios expose that. There's nothing you could do. They can lie to your face and, yeah, I'm with you, I'm for you. They can say that all day. But at the end of the day, it's going to be exposed. It's going to be exposed. And you just got to let time reveal it. And I think that's what he's doing with this football program. I think in this quarterback situation is a prime example of that. And clearly, we can learn from that. It's a lot of things we can learn. We watch this guy, his children go through so much, and people attack him. And yeah, he ain't perfect by far. Nobody is. We don't even know him personally. But from what we've seen and the stuff people saying, we know that ain't accurate. Now, you probably say a lot of other stuff And thank God you probably don't know some other stuff because you really would lynch him. But even with the stuff that you do know, it's not accurate. And it's all kind of centered around who he is, the type of person he is, what he stands for. And it's the energy, it's a spirit about it that's, you don't like that. Because that's what's best for you. Somebody to push you. That's what's best for you. Somebody to help you to pull the most out of yourself, especially when you don't want it. That's what's best. If he was just helping you destroy yourself, you love him like your favorite rapper or singer or something. Just tell you all the wrong things you should do. Nobody want to hear do the right thing. You killing my high. No, that's the world we live in. That's the culture we live in. And as much as Coach Prime like the sugarboo around, like he playing both sides, he's still very serious. He's still very focused. And I think that's where the clash happens at. But at the same time, I think he's getting smarter year by year. And this is his third year with this Colorado situation. He's getting smart. I think Bucky's getting smart. I think everybody's getting smarter because life going to make you smarter. Either you're going to adjust or get your butt beat. You're going to see and learn the game. They learning that game, man. We all got to learn the game. But it's going to be interesting, to say the least. And the season will go up fast as usual. But this is going to be a good one. We winding this thing down. Y'all, I'm just Greg. Greg said it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment. I'll be talking to y'all soon.